St. Patrick's Day. Greener beers, shamrock decorations, and enough leprechaun sightings to make your head spin. But did you know this festive day, with its massive parades, has surprising origins? Today, we're marching down toward the epic origins of how this religious holiday evolved into the big, boisterous parades we know and love, especially in iconic places like New York City. Imagine bustling streets filled with laughter, the scent of Irish stew wafting through the air, and a sea of green as far as the eye can see. That's the magic of St. Patrick's Day in America. This Ireland-originated holiday has now been incorporated into the strands of American culture, a yearly event that's highly anticipated and celebrated by many, and not just Irish Americans. But before we get lost in the revelry, let's take a moment to understand the man behind the merriment. Who exactly is St. Patrick? For starters, you might be surprised to know that Ireland's patron saint actually wasn't Irish. And March 17 is not his birthday, but the day of his death, as how the Catholic Church usually celebrates Feast Day of Saints. So grab your shamrocks and settle in so we can learn so much more about this heroic figure and how this annual festivity found its way across the Atlantic to become the vibrant celebration it is today. Hello, and welcome to History of Life, where we relive history's greatest moments and the eras in between. It's all about St. Patrick's Day today, one of the bigger cultural and faith-based celebrations in America that has grown beyond its religious origins. We're going to discuss St. Patrick's background and how his feast day is now synonymous to free-flowing beer and boisterous parades. If you'd like to see more fascinating facts, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. We love having you around, so thanks for checking us out. St. Patrick's story begins not in Ireland, but in Britain actually. While the exact year is uncertain, historians believe St. Patrick was born around 385 or 386 AD. At that time, Britain was still under Roman rule, but it wouldn't be long before the Roman magistrates would be kicked out soon. St. Patrick was thought to come from British aristocracy, with his father, Calpurnius, described to be a senator, tax collector, and deacon. His grandfather, Pettitus, was also a priest, which adds to the certainty that having this upbringing afforded the young Patrick a comfortable and carefree life. According to his own autobiography, Confessio, though he was not an active believer in the faith in his youth, and he thought of himself during this time in his life as idle and callow. However, his life would soon take a dramatic turn. At the tender age of 16, Irish raiders swept down on his family's estate and captured him. Historians believe the raiders who captured Patrick belonged to the Díl Riata, a Gaelic kingdom centered in what's now Western Scotland and Northern Ireland. They were known for their seafaring skills and conducted raids for slaves and plunder. The Díl Riata brought him back to Ireland, where he was sold as a slave shepherd to a local Druid chieftain. In that era, Ireland had a reputation of being a savage land with its classic Roman name, Hibernia, or the Land of Winter. Druids were the elite class of the ancient Celtic people, serving as religious leaders, lore-keepers, medical professionals, and even political advisors. Druids mostly controlled Hibernia and oftentimes practiced barbaric rites that involved human sacrifice. Young Patrick's enslavement in Ireland must have broken his spirits. He likely faced harsh living conditions, working long hours tending livestock for his captors. But he also shared that his kidnappers introduced him to Irish culture that would eventually define his life. However, St. Patrick's Confessio suggests this challenging time became a turning point in his faith. Isolated from his family and facing hardship, he turned to Christianity for comfort and strength. And this is when his relationship with God solidified, eventually leading him to convert to Christianity. According to Patrick's writings, he escaped after he heard a voice in his head telling him that he would be free after enduring 6 years of captivity. This voice instructed him to flee to the coast, highlighting the importance of faith in his life. He describes walking for hundreds of miles, likely south towards the coast of Ireland, weak and alone as he navigated unfamiliar territory. He eventually reached a port, possibly near present-day Wexford, and found passage on a ship leaving Ireland. Patrick did manage to return to Roman Britain, and according to his own account, he and the other ship passengers walked for 28 days in the wilderness, becoming faint from hunger. Patrick urged his companions to pray with him for sustenance, and soon enough, they encountered a herd of wild boar. Because of his strong faith, His companions were inspired and encouraged him to lead their way. They encountered several more adventures before Patrick finally returned home to his family, now as a man in his early 20s. Upon his return home, Patrick devoted his days to studying about Christianity even deeper. Later on, Patrick would have another vision, this time as a recurring dream urging him to return to Ireland as a missionary. Following these visions, Patrick embarked on a long journey of religious training and eventually found himself back in Ireland around 430 AD. By this time, he was already a Catholic missionary. However, Ireland still remained largely pagan in this era, with the Druids still holding significant power. Patrick had a strategic approach in sharing about Christianity. He didn't attempt to erase existing Irish beliefs entirely. He cleverly incorporated aspects of Celtic culture into his teachings, like using the three-leaf clover, a pagan symbol, to represent the Holy Trinity. He understood the importance of connecting with the Irish people as he preached, performed baptisms, and established churches for them. He also played a role in founding monasteries, which helped preserve Celtic culture while promoting Christianity. Patrick's mission wasn't without challenges. He likely faced opposition from Druids and some local leaders who saw Christianity as a threat to traditional beliefs. Despite the obstacles, Patrick's efforts, along with those of other missionaries, gradually laid the groundwork for the Christianization of Ireland. This process unfolded over centuries, but by the 7th century, Christianity had become the dominant religion. While the exact year of St. Patrick's death remains a subject of debate among historians, his feast day as March 17 is generally accepted in the Church. Regardless of the specific year, he died in Saul, a place in Ireland where he had established his first church. His death marked the end of a remarkable life dedicated to spreading Christianity and shaping Irish culture. Are you enlightened so far to learn all about these illuminating facts about St. Patrick's interesting life and origins? Well, don't go just yet, because we're soon going to deep dive on his feast day, becoming one of America's most anticipated occasions. If you're enjoying this video, we hope you can hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so we can share more captivating history tidbits to you. Historical records indicate that by the 9th or 10th century, people in Ireland were already observing St. Patrick's feast day with religious services. It wasn't until the early 1600s that St. Patrick's Day was officially established as a feast day on the Catholic Church's liturgical calendar. This recognition likely contributed to a more widespread celebration of that day in Ireland, which was a day to attend church services and celebrate the life of their patron saint. Faithful attendees would participate in Mass and perhaps partake in a simple meal afterwards, reflecting on St. Patrick's role in bringing Christianity to Ireland. St. Patrick's dedication to spreading Christianity and his role in shaping Irish culture solidified his place as a national icon. Through stories and legends, he became a symbol of faith, perseverance, and even Irish identity. While the whimsical leprechaun and the three-leaf clover were later additions, they joined St. Patrick as instantly recognizable emblems of the Emerald Isle. In the early 17th century, Irish immigrants began arriving on American shores, bringing with them their customs and culture, including the celebration of St. Patrick's Day. Recent research suggests Irish soldiers serving in the Spanish colony of Florida might have held the first St. Patrick's Day celebration in America as early as 1601. These early observances were often more subdued affairs, marked by religious services and familial gatherings. In the 1700s, Irish Protestants in the colonies gathered for dinners to honor their heritage on St. Patrick's Day. Later in 1762, Irish soldiers serving in the English military organized the first officially recorded St. Patrick's Day parade in America in New York City. For these early Irish immigrants, St. Patrick's Day wasn't just about religion. It provided a sense of community and a way to celebrate their shared identity in a new country. 100 years later, Ireland underwent the Irish potato famine in the 1840s, which was a devastating period of starvation and disease that significantly impacted Ireland's population. This forced millions of Irish Catholics to flee to America, dramatically increasing the Irish population here. These new arrivals faced discrimination and prejudice. St. Patrick's Day became a way for them to assert their cultural pride and demonstrate their growing political influence. With the rise of Irish Catholicism, St. Patrick's Day celebrations became more vibrant and divergent. What began as a religious observance gradually transformed into a cultural celebration, with parades, music, dancing, and of course, a pint of Guinness. Parades grew in popularity, becoming a way for Irish Americans to showcase their heritage to the wider American public. Now's also the perfect time to mention the growing importance of green as a symbolic color for Ireland. While blue was initially associated with St. Patrick, green became more prominent during the 18th and 19th centuries, perhaps reflecting the lush green landscape of Ireland. The tradition of dyeing rivers green, like Chicago, also emerged during this period. Irish American communities across the nation played a pivotal role in shaping the modern St. Patrick's Day festivities. From Boston to Chicago to Savannah, each city puts its own spin on the celebration, making St. Patrick's Day a truly American tradition with an Irish twist. But how did the Big Apple's St. Patrick's Day parade become the spectacle it is today? As mentioned earlier, the very first St. Patrick's Day parades in North America likely involved Irish soldiers stationed in the colonies. These early parades were smaller affairs, perhaps featuring marching bands and soldiers in uniform. Irish societies took the lead, like the Charitable Irish Society of Boston, in organizing larger and more elaborate parades. These parades became a way for Irish immigrants to showcase their heritage and culture to the wider American public. The parades gradually evolved, incorporating more elaborate floats, marching bands from various ethnicities, and eventually even celebrities. With the rise of multiculturalism in the 20th century, St. Patrick's Day parades became more inclusive. People of all backgrounds, not just those of Irish descent, began participating and celebrating Irish culture. And here we are in New York City, the city that never sleeps, especially on St. Patrick's Day. It's here that the oldest and one of the largest and most iconic St. Patrick's Day parades takes place, drawing millions of spectators from around the globe. Elaborately decorated floats depicting Irish history and culture became a major attraction. Even celebrities and politicians began participating, adding to the parade's national appeal. The inclusion of traditional Irish dance groups, showcasing their vibrant steps and colorful costumes, injects a dose of cultural authenticity into the festivities. The parade's route also expanded over time, weaving its way through the streets of Manhattan, past iconic landmarks like St. Patrick's Cathedral and Central Park. The tradition of spectators wearing green clothing, shamrock hats, and other festive attire, creating a sea of green along Fifth Avenue, is an attraction in itself, too. The parade became a platform for Irish artists and musicians, bagpipe bands playing traditional Irish music alongside modern musical groups created a unique audiovisual experience. Another highlight is the marching bands, which come from all over the country to participate in the parade. Their lively music and colorful uniforms add to the festive atmosphere. And let's not forget about the floats. Elaborately decorated and bursting with Irish symbolism, the floats are a sight to behold, showcasing everything from Celtic knots to leprechauns to pots of gold. Of course, no St. Patrick's Day parade would be complete without a few surprises along the way. From Irish step dancers to Gaelic football teams, you never know what you'll encounter as you line the parade route. The infectious energy and camaraderie of the parade is one of the reasons why it's a highly anticipated occasion in this part of the country. Spectators shower marchers with confetti and shamrocks, creating a joyful atmosphere that celebrates Irish heritage and New York City's vibrant spirit. As we reach the end of our nostalgic journey through the St. Patrick's Day celebrations in America, we've uncovered the riveting history behind this beloved holiday. From its humble origins as a religious feast day in Ireland, to honor its benevolent patron saint, to its evolution into a vibrant cultural celebration in the United States, St. Patrick's Day has truly stood the test of time. Along the way, we've marveled at the spectacle of the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade and explored the fascinating traditions that make this holiday so special. But beyond the parades and festivities, St. Patrick's Day is a celebration of resilience, community, and the enduring spirit of the Irish American people. Until next time, slainte and happy St. Patrick's Day to one and all. May the luck of the Irish be with you wherever you go. Thank you for watching History of Life. We hope this lengthy retelling of St. Patrick and the evolution of how his feast day became a global cultural celebration was quite fascinating for you. By the way, here at History of Life, we're always striving for perfection. Do you have any feedback on how we can improve? Do let us know in the comments section, and while you're at it, we'd love to hear any stories about your most unforgettable St. Patrick's Day memories. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to know when the next one comes out.